Just when you thought it was all over, they always come back for more. Nothing truly stays dead forever. The witching hour is upon us, and time is running out. It's a race against the clock and against the undead. This is the Venom month of horrors for Corona Fever.
Weirdly, this was almost the location of the first film. Director John Landis was having issues with British equity and considered moving the location across the English Channel to France instead. The idea for a sequel was actually in the works for about 6 years, John Landis himself even writing one of the script treatments that never got made. The movie itself resembles literally nothing of the original, and all thanks to a deleted scene which we'll go over when the time comes, but this movie was absolutely slammed. It even has 7% on Rotten Tomatoes, has no one returned from the original movie, including the film crew. It has a budget of $25 million and only earned $26.6 million, many hating it for focusing too much on comedy and the terrible special effects. Well, let's find out why it bombed. This is An American Werewolf in Paris. Even though most of it was shot in Luxembourg. So we open with some awesome shots of this ominous, creepy building. Yeah, based on characters that don't even appear. So this dude climbs out of the sewer and runs to a nearby opera, but a cameraman with ginger vision is after him, but a nearby taxi driver tries to help him, but then gives up and runs away. You know, I actually do love this opening. It's really strong, grabs your attention, and it's intercut with the opera inside, cutting back and forth during the action. It's really well put together. Although there are clearly people in the distance, so are they just not seeing any of this?
No, of course not.
So we cut to a train to meet our main characters. Chris, played by Phil Buckman, Brad, played by that dude from Rat Race, and Andy, played by Tom Everett Scott. They're on some daredevil tour and trying to beat each other in points. Whoever watches Pink Flamingo start to finish wins.
Nothing's that bad.
And of course, Brad and Chris are obsessed with sex, while Andy is innocent and shy. Gee, I wonder who's going to be the hero in this. So they sneak onto the Eiffel Tower at night, and my god, this music is awesome! But, do they not have any security cameras?
No, those are separate.
So Andy is preparing to bungee jump off of the tower, but before he can, they hear someone coming and hide around the corner. Andy even pulls his bungee cord around, but how the hell would they never notice this? Oh well, who cares, hot French chick shows up. This is French actress Julie Delpy, who said that she only agreed to star in this movie so she could pay her rent. Bitch.
What is she doing here?
Why does he make it sound like they've met before?
What?
So she climbs up to commit suicide, but Auntie intervenes to try to stop her. It doesn't work, so he jumps after her as his mates grab the rope to secure him, but I'm pretty sure he'd die on impact before even reaching her at that height. But it doesn't matter, he grabs her foot, she lands gently, he bounces back up and dies. Wow, that was a short movie.
Hey, he's coming around.
He's still alive! How? How in the ever-loving how of how?
Where is she? Who? Cinderella? It was after midnight, man. She split.
Yeah, but that rescue?
Oh.
Dude, nice grab, man. Talking about falling for a girl.
Okay, it's worth it for that line. So Andy suggests that the mysterious girl may have had a suicide note, and then we get this little funny montage of Brad and Chris literally searching the area around the Eiffel Tower for it. No, serious, this is hilarious. Sure, they focus more on comedy, but since when is that a bad thing? There's still plenty of horror in it, and the original had comedy too. Sure, not as much as this one, but the first one had comedy and dark scenes. This one at least balances them out. For the record, I do not think that this is better than the original, because obviously it isn't.
You mean it?
Meanwhile, Andy spots the woman in hospital and chases after her, but he's not exactly the smoothest talker.
Hey! Hello! It's me! You forgot this.
His delivery of that is just so cheesy and goofy, I genuinely have no idea what they were going with here. It's just cringy.
Oh mon Dieu. Pardonnez-moi.
Man, that hurts.
Did you see a girl? She stole my heart.
I know the feeling.
Okay, for real? Seen this movie loads of times before. Only just got that. It's such a forced, unnecessary joke. But I don't care, it's funny. And his mates actually do manage to find the damn suicide note, as if that would ever be possible! So they find out that her name is Seraphine, and this apparently leads them to her house. I guess she's the only Seraphine in the entire goddamn city. She quickly tries to get rid of them, but Andy spots some blood on her hand and assumes that she's attempting once more, trying to help, but she claims it's just paint.
We can help. We can have that done in no time. Right, guys?
No, thanks. Thank you.
Please, look, I just want to talk.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Please, just once. If you let me, then I will never bother you again.
Okay, now he's just coming across as really whiny and creepy. Like he's guilt-tripping her into seeing him. And guess what? It works!
Tomorrow, 4 o'clock, in front of the concert hall.
In preparation, Andy gets a new outfit, but his friends shove condoms into his pocket and watch from afar. Like, even in the cafe, do they actually have nothing better to do? They even write on his napkin about banging her or something. Why would anyone do this?
Chewing gum. It's, the rage in the States. They take chewing gum, they make it look like condoms. It's like a practical joke. Nice. And chewy.
I want you to blow a big bubble for me.
What?
Well, it's a custom in France. The bigger the bubble, more boy likes a girl.
Wow, what a ripoff. My friends told me it was chewing gum.
Oh, come on, this is hilarious! It even lands in someone else's bowl as they continue preparing their food. This is brilliant! But he somehow manages to convince her to stay after that, but she claims that nobody is able to save her. And all of this emotion is ruined by the waiter bringing the condom back, and the guy's about to kick Andy's ass, but it turns out that Seraphine is on some kind of steroids. And if you thought Andy was whiny and manipulative before, he chases after her, begs to see her again, and then this.
Do you want me to leave? I guess that means yes.
Are you 12? Anyway, she tells him to stay away from her, but that doesn't stop them from going to her house again. Good God, take the hint! I mean, I know you think that she's this crazy suicidal chick, but leave her alone! She's told you to go away!
May I help? Yeah, we're looking for Seraphine.
Sure. But I'm sorry, she's not at home.
Are you her, brother?
Let's just say I look after her.
And I am also incredibly creepy.
Right, so this is where the two movies were actually supposed to be linked. So this guy, Claude, was supposed to be the baby of David and Alex from the first movie. He gives them a flyer to his party, which we later find out is for fellow werewolves to lure humans in to feed on. Well, the wolf that turned David in the original was also going to be present there as well. That was it. Still would have actually been a cool little tie-in though.
Great.
So they get to the party but can't find Seraphine, so Chris excuses himself to check out her place so he can actually survive the movie. How the bouncer lets him out is beyond me, because the bouncer never lets anyone out, so it makes no sense.
Stop!
So he returns to her house to find her locked in a cage, but she begs for him to leave until she finds out about the party and freaks out, claiming they're in danger. He wants to come with, but he forgot about her roids. He soon wakes up and spots a mysterious curtain nearby with Darth Vader inside. She shows up at the party, threatening the bouncer to get in before he locks the door behind her. She takes Andy out, which obviously leads people to believe that they're going to pork, and for some reason Brad follows them. If you're convinced that your friend has just scored, why would you go after them? But Claude is also not far behind. As they enter a back entrance to the sewers, Seraphine begins to change and violently warns Andy to leave, but he's a tad confused, and I have to admit, his absurdly poor timed questions during this situation are just downright hilarious.
Red! Your life is in danger!
Really? Why? Is Claude your boyfriend?
There's a time and a place, Andy! Back at the party, the others start to change, and I can't get over this music, it's awesome! Although, good luck if you have epilepsy. So Seraphine finally turns and enters the tunnels after Andy, while Brad soon follows. Meanwhile, Chris uses his clothes to get the cell key to escape and discovers a legless wolf behind the curtain. Why would he just lie there quietly though? I mean, every other wolf freaks out and shows violence immediately. Okay, that was funny. But he manages to escape while Brad bumps into some creepy eyes that he doesn't immediately run away from for some reason, before meeting his demise. Damn it, no Rat Race 2.
What?
Not long after, Andy meets the wolf, but at least he has the brains to run. And okay, these effects obviously aren't as good as the original, and in some shots here they do look pretty bad, but I think in a lot of others, mainly the close-ups, they actually do look pretty good. I mean, I've seen a lot worse. That same year as well. Must be just something in the water that year.
I'm serious.
He manages to climb up a pipe, but he does end up getting bitten. He climbs up to escape, removes the grate, and then somehow wakes up at Seraphine's place. What the hell just happened? Did we miss a scene? I'm so lost! Oh well, she blenders a heart while Chris watches from outside. He throws some stones at the bedroom window. He knew which window he was at. How?
Do you take drugs?
So she tries to convince him to drink this heart to get better, but he's rather reluctant.
I gotta go. Shh. My friends.
You mustn't. Please. This will relax, you know?
Man, I gotta get bit.
The injury on your leg? It was not from a dog. It was a werewolf.
How are people not finding this funny?
I'm dead serious.
But no, he's just imagining it. She walks in the room again. What? Then she takes her shirt off, wolfs out, and then we're right back where we were.
It's not a joke.
But Andy isn't having any of it, so he literally leaps out the window as Chris is kidnapped by Claude. Andy somehow ends up at a crime scene and manages to make it past dozens of cops before one of them finally says something, but it doesn't matter because he finds out that Brad is dead. We also learn that the heart of every single victim was violently removed, and then Andy begins to get higher senses like hearing, and he gains the attention of animals as well. My god, he's turning into Spider-Man!
Yeah, not freaking likely.
But I guess he isn't too bothered that he hasn't heard from his other friends, so he dines at a restaurant on his own while the worst detective in the world spies on him before the hot chick from Happy Gilmore shows up. He's a bit creepy at first. What a shocker. As his animal instincts kick in, but then they start talking, and I guess because they're both American, there's instant attraction?
Whoa, I'm sorry.
American?
But oh well, they're about to enjoy some nice dinner.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not normally like this, honest. No, I'm serious. The truth is, I lost my best friend today.
Why does she laugh at everything?
Oh! You're dead! I saw them pull you out of the canal!
No, monsieur, it's the Atlantic.
Come on! That is genius comedy writing! And despite everyone saying it's a disgrace to the original, they have a nice little throwback as Brad appears to Andy in the bathroom to explain that he's cursed to walk the earth forever until the wolf that killed him dies. Then a random dude walks out and sees him talking to himself, which is quite amusing too. Seriously, I think this movie is way funnier than people give it credit for. Despite Brad's advice to dump her and lock himself up, the soundtrack continues to rock my balls! They start to pork and he begins to transform as his dick is inside her. And this makeup as he turns is actually incredible. He chases her off, and I actually think these effects are pretty solid, especially when he shakes the water off. I also really like the POV shots and the interesting filters they use. Although, shouldn't it be black and white?
Yes.
But oh no, she spots a shadow! But it's only this dude.
Stop! I am a policeman.
Oh, thank God. Oh, you cured my hiccups.
I am policeman. So Andy wakes up the next morning butt naked, bloody mouth next to a dog.
Hey, what's going on?
McDermott, you're under arrest.
What for?
The possibilities are limitless.
Okay, sarcastic.
He's taken to identify the bodies before they come alive, and this perfectly captures the element of the dark humour of the first movie.
You really know how to show a girl a good time, don't you?
How shall I do it?
Sleeping pills?
Not sure enough.
You're dead.
No, I ain't so lucky. I'm undead.
Do you mind? The man's a friend of mine.
Well, he ain't no friend to me. Gentlemen.
And as your rotting sidekick, I am cursed to remain a restless spirit until you die.
Not so fast.
A gun! I know where you can get a gun. Don't I need a silver bullet or something?
Oh, be serious, would you?
You want my buddy dead, nutball, you're gonna have to wait. I need him first.
Oh, a gun would be good.
Yes, you just put the gun to your forehead and pull the trigger.
But if you put it in your mouth, you'd be sure not to miss.
He's no use to me as a corpse.
I spent 4 years on Stairmaster to get a package like this. You ripped through it like a lamb chop.
A knife.
An electric shock.
A car crash?
You could throw yourself in front of a tube.
Guy can't rest in pieces around here.
I'm losing my freaking skull.
How can people say this is nothing like the original? But he manages to escape by hiding inside one of the morgue's drawers. How did they not check? And how did he escape afterwards? Oh well, it turns out that he can turn human again by eating the heart of the wolf who turned him, which he assumes is Seraphine.
Open your fat trap.
You are with the most egocentric corpse I've ever met.
Listen, I don't know what kind of friend this jerk is to you,
But he ate my sleep.
So hey, you guys are werewolves too, huh? Super.
I love this film! Also, they kidnap him while the corpses are busy arguing, but can't they appear anywhere and would surely know where he is at all times? Oh well, he finds Chris tied up and they ask him to kill him as a sacrifice, but he can't do it. But what he can do is completely rip off the Inspector Gadget theme. It's nearly identical! But luckily, Andy and Seraphine manage to escape, and I like Andy's acting during this film. Well, except here.
You forgot this.
But here, his voice emotes really well, but his face never changes expression.
Did you know?
What is it?
Did you know what he plans to do?
Yes, I did.
And you did nothing to stop him?
And yeah.
How in God's name could you just stand by?
For God's sake, stop it!
She introduces him to her stepdad, who was the guy at the start of the film, whose legs were bitten off by a werewolf. Shouldn't they heal back then? She said werewolves heal quicker. Oh. Seraphine's dad dies. Bit awkward, bit by a wolf and dies of natural causes, but oh well. They have to study his notes to try to find a cure before realising that Claude has an American-only party where Andy sneaks in past the worst bouncer in the world. He unplugs the awesome soundtrack to warn everyone of the attack. Was this really the master plan? He expected all of these people to believe him that werewolves were attacking. Anyway, the bouncer blocks the door with a bulldozer while they begin some cult ritual with Chris as a sacrifice. Andy and Seraphine give themselves the antidote, which they discovered pretty damn quickly. But all I can think is, are there really this many Americans in Paris?
Sure.
So the fight is on. The cops have a shootout with the wolves, and yeah, at this point the effects are starting to look dodgy. But hey, Andy manages to kill Brad's killer and sets him free. Havoc starts to ensue while Seraphine is chased away, but turns herself into the wolf for the fight, which should be badass like in Buffy.
Time's up. Rules change.
But instead, the effects are Spawn levels of bad by now. My god. But Andy shows up and shoots the wolf and seems so smug with himself. It's her. It's her. It's her. It's her. It's her. It's her. Oh, look, it's her. And in quite a heartbreaking scene, she begs him to end the pain and just kill her.
We'll be free. Hurry while you still can, please.
Well, no. You'd be free, but then he'd be arrested and sentenced to life, so you're being very selfish, Seraphine. So the fight ends on the train tracks, which hits the wolf, but it somehow still survives, and then kills the driver and attacks the passengers, which is kinda cool. Claude wakes up and has a showdown with Andy, who realizes that he is actually the wolf who turned him. He ends up getting injected, triggering his transformation as he eats his heart to end the torment. So romantic.
It's not your fault.
We cut to several full moons later where they get married atop the Statue of Liberty. They dive over to put the ring on. Pretty sure that's impossible at that velocity. But one wasn't tied up, but it doesn't matter, they're hugging so they're saved. Until one accidentally lets go. But that is American Werewolf in Paris. Why does everybody hate it? I have no idea. Actually, I think I do. Just because it's not as good as the original. It's hilarious, and I think the comedy works where it's inserted. The acting is great all around. I love the story. I have a lot of sympathy for the Andy character. Seraphine is really strong-willed and interesting. Claude is mysterious and not too over the top. And Andy's friends are fun to watch as well. They have nice throwbacks to the original whilst trying new things. And although the effects are bollocks towards the end, I don't really mind because of how good the story is. And need I mention again that damn soundtrack. Just an underrated gem.